What was that like? I mean, not everyone has the guts and courage to call the FBI and talk about what they know. What was going through your mind? So Jandra came from the Magic Valley here in southern Idaho and just in a few months moved to Utah and everything changed. Talk a little about how quickly that transition happened. Two high school seniors are on a mission to help protect their classmates' lives. After raising $13,000, life-saving kits are now on hand in hopes of preventing a tragedy. In this week's Fit and Well Idaho report, a look at Stop the Bleed kits and two girls' journey to make a difference. A brisk 35 degrees at the 2019 gubernatorial inaugural celebration. And just like that, Idaho has a new governor. Control of Congress is up for grabs as Americans head to cast their vote tonight. If the polls and national forecasts are right, the Democrats and Republicans will each have something to be happy about.
Federal employees have officially gone back to work.
That's right. Morgan Rumpf met with an official from the Sawtooth National Forest. KMVT received a phone call around 3 today from a family friend of that Twin Falls nurse being investigated by the FBI. That friend tells us Crystal Lee has been questioned in the Colorado murder investigation. An estimated 22 heroes a day take their own life across America. Did you know that 10% of Idaho's adult population are veterans? Men and women heading to war, then returning to their families a shell of who they once were, sometimes trying to fight dangerous days that continue to haunt their minds. Tonight, KMVT takes a closer look at post-traumatic stress disorder and other mental health conditions many soldiers face. I'll also sit down with a man on the ultimate mission to save his brothers in arms. Scenes like this are all too common. Soldiers fighting on our television screens while we eat dinner. Yet sometimes we forget. It's a reality for soldiers, a reality of putting their lives on the line for us, a reality that is sometimes just too much. Idaho vet Conrad Jeffries lost a comrade right before deployment and knows the impact it can have on loved ones.
It's a war that we are losing, and we're losing it on the civilian side too. We're a first world country with third world suicide rates.
For servicemen and women, readjusting to life at home can become a challenge.
Driving down the road, a box, what seems to us is just a piece of garbage, in the road, could be to them a potential IED.
According to the VA website, as of 2017, Idaho is home to more than 122,000 veterans.
Sometimes alcohol can become a coping mechanism. Drugs can become a coping mechanism. Prescription drugs can become a coping mechanism. We have two problems there. We have PTSD, and then we have substance abuse as a means by which to cope with it also. So we have two problems now that have developed.
Which is why Jeffries wants to build a 20 to 30 acre facility to provide better care and resources to those who've served.
And that's what the Shot at Dawn project is all about. It's about saving our heroes. And I would love to take a kid that is hopeless, that was once a hero, and hand him back to his family, that hero again.
Here's a look at the proposed center that would include various types of rehab like equine therapy, jiu-jitsu, and a boxing gym. But most importantly, the time to heal from the inside out.
We have layers that we need to peel back and fix, and the VA can't fix them in 21 days.
The facility would be all-encompassing, helping veterans dig through several facets of their life, like money and relationships.
I don't think it's talked enough about how much finances can affect the mental impact of anyone. And a soldier is more likely to face those types of adversities with divorce and deployment. And we all know that they didn't raise their right hand for the money.
For Jeffries, this passion project hits home.
My grandfather fought in World War II as a combat medic, and he was a great man, good father. But when he came home, he had his demons. And I often wonder if a facility like this would have existed, the quality of life you could have gave my mom and her sisters.
From World War II to today, mental health treatment has come a long way. Currently in Idaho, we spend a little more than $450,000 a year in medical care for veterans. While there is still a stigma attached to seeking help, many veteran psychologists know they have to make the extra effort.
If you're going to work with soldiers particularly, you need to do what they're doing. So, I jumped out of airplanes. I rode in helicopters. I jumped out of helicopters. You do everything that the soldiers do because if I want to know some sense of what they're going through, I have to have at least some sense of what they're doing.
But Jeffries says it's time to take the next step.
I just want people to know that we can take a step forward. There's this feeling of vulnerability, like we can't do anything about this epidemic. And I think this is the next logical step. And what better people to heal than this nation's heroes.
I'd like to introduce to you Lieutenant First Class.
And it all comes down to this. A father, an American, a hero, and future veteran. Knowing he has the support of his community and nation behind him.
We the people.
Joanne White is teaching her second graders about the Constitution today, a document that means a great deal to her.
Sharing my love for this country. And if they can love their country as much as I love their country, it's all worth it.
In 2004, she and her husband moved to the United States from Canada.
The great days in my life were the days I got married, the days I had my kids, and the day I got my green card.
For 5 years, while on a visa, she was ineligible to work, so she waited her turn and volunteered at local schools.
And as an outsider coming in and having to work so hard to get there, I'm not going to take these rights for granted.
Teaching her class about patriotism is an important passion for Joanne.
Talking about heroism and how we have heroes in our community of Oakley.
Soon, she hopes to take her citizenship test and finally be the American she's always wanted to be.
It will be worth it when I can go into that voting booth and vote.
That day can't come soon enough.
When I can stand there with President Donald Trump on the video welcoming me to America. It will be one of the best days of my life.
Kelsey Soto, KMVT Local 11 News. What is your favorite part about coming to hang out down here in Southern Idaho?
Well, of course, I love to come to the fair. I'm an ag guy. I just talked to some girls that had steers that are excited for the show was over and they're excited for the sale to come up.
Always looking for new members. This is not just an old man's group, looking for some ladies, looking for some younger generation. This is a lot of fun, something you can do no matter your age.
That's right. Sometimes we get confused to be an old man's club playing with trains. No.
Again, that phone number is 933-2800. If you want to talk to Joe, he's going to be here for a little bit, so you might as well give him a ring. He's looking for
We'll also be back at 9.
Yes, 9 and 10 o'clock. This is going on all night. And again, help us, help the community. This is something we're really proud to be a part of, and we're looking forward to it. That'll do it for News at 6. We'll see you back here tonight. Have a great evening.